Today we are diving deep into a topic that can save you a lot of time and money, the worst countries to do e-commerce in. But I'm not talking about any unknown places like Tajikistan. These are popular, well-known countries where many people think doing e-commerce is a gold mine, but the reality is often a nightmare. If you are thinking about expanding your online store internationally or just starting out and want to avoid costly mistakes, stick around because we are breaking down 8 popular countries where e-commerce is actually a huge challenge and why. Before we get into the countries, let's quickly run through what makes a country hard for e-commerce. First, payment problems, low adaptation of online payment preferences for cash on complicated payments gateways. Shipping and logistic, high shipping costs, unreliable or slow delivery, complicated customs. Legal and tax problems, complex regulations, high import taxes and red tape. Customer behavior, low trust in online shop purchasing power or cultural habit that hurt sales. Internet frustration, poor connectivity or digital penetration limit reach. Now let's get into the list. So the first country that I'm gonna talk about is India. India often looks like a huge opportunity because of its massive population and rising internet users, but for e-commerce sellers, it is full of traps. Payment, many people prefer cash on delivery, which can lead to huge returns rate and loss of revenue. Digital payments are growing but still fragmented among various wallets, UPI and bank transfers, returns and fraud. High return rates, fake orders, and fraud attempts eat into the profits. Tax complexity. So the second country, Brazil. Brazil is the largest economy in Latin America, but e-commerce sellers face big barriers. Payment methods local. Payment methods like boleto bancário and installment payments are common, but shipping costs and delays. Logistics in Brazil is notoriously slow and expensive, especially for international shipments. High taxes, import taxes, and complicated tax laws make products more expensive, reducing competitiveness. Customer trust. Despite growth, many customers remain cautious about online purchasing, especially from foreign sellers. Next country, Russia. Russia is a huge market, but e-commerce sellers face some serious obstacles. Payment fraud, fraudulent transactions are common, and chargeback are frequent, making payment gateways worry. Shipping issue. Delivery outside Moscow and St. Petersburg can be slow or unreliable. Regulatory risk. Customs regulatory can change suddenly, and import duties add to the cost. Language and location. Russian customers expect sites and customer support in Russian, which adds operational complexity. So next country, we are talking about Mexico. Mexico has a growing e-commerce market, but challenge remains. Payment preferences, many still prefer cash or in-person payments, like paying in convenience store, which complicates online sales. Reliable shipping, especially outside Mexico City, delivery can be slow and unreliable. Customs bureaucracy, import taxes and customs delays are common, especially for international sellers. Limited digital infrastructure, internet penetration is growing but uneven, limiting market reach. Next country that we are going to talk about is South Africa. South Africa is often seen as the gateway to Africa's e-commerce market, but it has many challenges. Low credit card users, many customers rely on cash on delivery. EFT payments, popular global payment gateways are less common. Limited payment options, local payment systems dominate international e-commerce integration tricky. Logistic problems, delivery outside major cities can be slow, reliable with safety concerns in some areas. High import taxes, customs duty and costs and complicated pricing strategies. Next country that we are going to talk about is Turkey. Turkey, a strategic location, makes it appealing for e-commerce, but several issues hold sellers back. Payment limitation, card usage, but many prefer instant payment, recurring complex payment setups. Logistic bottlenecks. Customs clearance can be slow and unpredictable, especially for international shipments. Currency availability. The Turkish lira often fluctuates, complicating pricing and revenue forecasting. Regulatory hurdles, rules around data and data protections and product standards, not compliance costs. Next country that we are talking about is Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the Southeastern Asia's biggest markets, but also one of the hardest for sellers. Payment fragmentations, many people use e-wallets or bank transfers rather than credit cards, making payment integration complex. Geographical challenge, thousands of islanders mean shipping costs are sky high and delivery times vary widely. Return and fraud, high. Return rates and fraud attempts reduce margins. Regulations and taxes. Import duties and complex local regulations can be tough to navigate. Next country, Nigeria. Nigeria is Africa's largest economy, but e-commerce sellers face tough road, low trust, and cash preferences. Most customers still prefer cash on delivery, which increases risks and costs. Payment gateways, limited options, and low card penetration make payment process poor logistics. Shipping infrastructure is undeveloped, leading to slow or lost deliveries. High import duties, customs, taxes, and regulations add to extra hurdles. If you want your e-commerce business to grow fast and avoid frustrations, focus on the countries with robust payment systems. Pick markets with reliable, fast shipping infrastructure. Consider clear regulations and low import taxes. Target countries with high customer trust in online shopping. Countries like the USA, Canada, UK, Germany, Australia, Japan, South Korea, and the UAE tend to be much easier and more profitable for e-commerce sellers. If you want my help to choose the right country for you to do e-commerce in, you can DM me on Instagram.